Okay, good day, everyone, and welcome to the Hockey League video conference. I'm John Delapino from the NHL's Communications Department. Before we begin, we at the NHL and the NHL Players Association would like to send along our best for good health to you and your families. We'd also like to thank the members of the media for your patience over the last several days as we've tried to give our players an opportunity to deal with recent events and the recent upheaval to their personal lives. We appreciate your indulgence with the format of this call, which we've determined to be the best way for now to get as many questions as possible answered given the time and technological constraints. And we thank you for the questions you submitted. With that, we'd like to welcome Nick Foligno of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Anders Lee of the New York Islanders, Alex Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals, and PK Subban of the New Jersey Devils to today's call. Gentlemen, thanks for taking the time, and let's get started. Virtually every media member who submitted a question asked this one, and it makes perfect sense. And Alex, let's start with you. Where are you right now? How are you doing? And how are you and your family handling this whole situation and pause to the season?
Start with me?
Yeah, start with you, Alex.
Oh, okay. Me and my family in Washington, stay home, keeping busy, lots of stuff to do at the house, play with the little one. We're expecting another one in a couple months. So try to do some workout as well, but, it's getting bored, obviously. First week was kind of good thing, we're relaxing, we're chilling, and right now it's kind of getting boring right now. So,
PK.
Yo.
How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Right.
Just out in I'm in LA now. Was in New Jersey for a bit, and then when we had the opportunity to head to where we kind of spent the off season, came out here with my fiance Lindsay, and same thing as Ovi, just been training, been doing some other business stuff, but not much going on. Obviously, everybody wants to get back to playing hockey, especially for the teams that are in the playoffs. I can only imagine what it's like, losing the season or putting the season on pause with that many games left to go. Ovi, wish you the best of luck, man, having the baby coming up soon. I mean,
Thanks,
I'm
man.
sure it's stressful times during these times, but yeah, just laying low and just seeing the world in this spot is kind of tough. Just wishing everybody the best health in this time. But just for me, it's just same stuff as usual. Just working out, chilling.
Anders, where are you and how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm still on the island. My wife and I, we just had our first baby earlier in the month. So just been hanging with us three. Her mom and brother were here for a little bit, helping us out. And now it's just us two and enjoying our time with our baby girl.
Okay. And Nick, close it out.
Yeah, I'm in Columbus. I got 3 kids, so Ovi, congrats on baby number 2. It gets harder.
Yeah, thanks.
And Lee, you're just dealing with number 1, so enjoy it while it lasts. But no, but it's it's been busy actually. I was telling Ovi before we started, just that first week you're just excited to be around the family, and we don't really get this time. Let's be honest, we don't really get in March when you're gearing up for a playoff race. You're not really gearing up to be with the family. Your mind starts to stay with the team a little bit more. And so I've enjoyed the past little while with my family, my kids. They definitely don't really understand why I'm home so much, but yeah, it's been nice. But I agree that it's getting to a point now where you just start to now feel like things aren't right, where we're used to, like I said, this time of year gearing up and we're sitting around again and being told it's going to probably be a little longer. It's hard. It's a mental game right now, but we know it's for the right reason. So I think you hold on to that and seeing what's going on around the world, and it's kind of kept everything into perspective for us. So.
Interesting question from Colin Stevenson in Newsday, among others. Everybody just assumes that you guys would have, entire gyms at your disposal. But when you work for a team, you have all that stuff. So you don't need that stuff in your home. I'm wondering how you're staying in shape, how you're staying fit, what kind of equipment you have at your disposal. Anders, let's start with you.
Well, I ordered a Peloton because I'm in an apartment here, and our apartment gym got shut down and everything, and we had a couple dogs, so I'm going on some jogs with them, and one of them is pulling me, and I'm pulling the other one. So just trying to figure it out. doing the little things you can. And, you know, our team sent some stuff that we can do, body weights and all that stuff within your apartment or your confined space. But yeah, it's a lot different. I mean, we have so many resources, whether it's in our summer training or obviously at our facilities at your disposal. And then you go from a little bit down to nothing. And, you know, obviously you can't get ice or find anywhere to skate. So I think there's a lot of stuff there, a lot of feel that you're going to, I think we're all looking forward to when we get back, is having an opportunity to, you know, kind of get back into the swing of things.
PK, we've seen you on social getting creative, but I would imagine
I'm sure you have.
Yes. So how are you staying fit?
Yeah, you know, in New Jersey, I didn't have, you know, much equipment there, obviously, because I'm just so used to, you know, doing all my working out at the rink. But here in LA, I'm a little bit more lucky. I have more gym equipment at my place. So, you know, I can just, you know, do my workouts and just try to stick to as close to a routine as you can. It's hard because you know, you're anticipating the season coming back. But at the same token, it's so much time. And when you're not skating, I mean, there's nothing you can do that's going to mimic skating, right? So you just try to stay in the best shape as you can, stick to your diet. You know, I don't have any kids yet, so I don't have kids running around. So Lindsay and I have more opportunity and time to work on the business side of things and have a little bit more fun with the social media stuff. You know, but it's cool to see Ovi's kid taking slap shots and stuff. I can't wait to have my kid one day so I can do that stuff. But other than that, it's the same as usual.
I was just going to ask that, Alex. We've all seen you entertaining your son by taking slap shots. So is that the thrust of the workouts right now?
No, actually, like last couple of years before the playoffs, my personal trainer came to Washington and start working out with me before the playoffs to get ready for that period of season. But you know, with this situation, like he's here and I'm lucky enough to have him here, and we do some workout at the gym. In my house, I have a small gym, and we just go run in the street, you know, play some soccer, you know, ride the bike, and just try to get busy. You know, I'm lucky enough to, again, to have my coach, my trainer with me, and you know, he's helped me a lot, obviously. Because I'm pretty sure it's hard to, because you get used to be with the team, you know, working out with the team all year, and right now you're kind of by yourself. It's kind of hard to push yourself to that mode, you know, like, okay, I have to do like that thing or that different thing, you know. It's kind of hard. Somebody have to not push you, but somebody have to be with you to you know, to do that stuff. So, you know, he's with me, and sometimes I don't want to do it, but he said, okay, let's go. We have to working out, you know, like, it's good time always good time to sit on the couch, watch TV and play with the kid. But, you know, you never know what's the season coming back. You have to be in shape. So, again, try to do my best. You know, it's kind of hard, to be honest with you, but you know, in this situation, you have to take best what you can.
Yeah, Nick, Alec just referred to it. I'm sure the three kids give you enough of a workout, but does the uncertainty about when we're coming back make it hard for you to know how hard to work out? If you're preparing for a training camp, you'd know exactly how to ratchet things up.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, too, I'm sending my kids over as soon as this quarantine's up to work out with Ovi and get that shot going. They're all right-handers, so I don't know how to teach them. But no, I agree with all these guys. I think the biggest thing you realize in this is how spoiled we are with the way we train now. I mean, it's way different from the calisthenics that, you know, the older guys would do. And, you know, you're kind of going back to that, like, Rocky mentality where you're doing push-ups and sit-ups and, you know, punching the cow and the cadaver and all that thing. So it's, you know, I think you know, I'm lucky I have a gym here, but I sympathize a lot. You know, I built one. And, so I've kind of been able to keep a normal routine. I have a strength coach that I work with back home that, you know, we've been doing this exact thing, Zoom workouts, where he'll kind of walk me through things. And it gives me something to look forward to every day. And, but it's a unique time where you're caught in between gearing up to play, or are you getting ready to start training for next season? I think guys are caught in between, and you don't want to be caught where you're hurting your team if you do come back, but you also don't want to kill yourself to, cause injury where we're not really working out the same way we would in the summer, where it kind of feels like summer right now, where you just kind of abruptly stopped and there's no skating. I think a lot of us take a time off from skating at the season's end. And so that's where you kind of get caught right now. But yeah, we're like all these guys, you just try to do what you can, make it fun. I think going to the rink for us is fun, and being around the guys is fun. So I try to find that in my workouts and have that camaraderie, whether it's on Zoom or I'll call my brother sometimes, which is nice to have him in the league and we'll train together. And so yeah, it's a trying time, but we're going to find our way through it. It's our job. We're pros and athletes for a reason. And so it's something that we have to make sure we continue to do and be ready if called upon.
Thanks, Nick. Question targeted for Anders, but I think everybody else can jump in after Anders starts. From Josh Clifford into the Canadian Press. Can you take us through what it was like on March 12th? I'll remind you what that date was. That was the date when we paused the season. So you were on the road, probably expecting a morning skate that was canceled, and then learning midday that the game that night was not going to be played.
Yeah, I mean, it was a extremely interesting time. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts, and this virus has swept so far so quickly, and so there's a lot of information we were getting from our association reps and from obviously our GM and coach, and everyone was feeding us information, but a lot of it was fluid and kind of similar to how it is even today. We're getting so much new facts and all that stuff. So basically what happened was I think the NBA made a couple calls and a couple decisions with regards to playing in front of fans and then ultimately suspending the season. So we kind of had a feeling that we were close behind on that decision, and it clearly followed. So a little bit of limbo for, half a day there and whatnot, but it was obviously the right decision to do, and for the health and safety of everyone involved, not just us players, but everyone working at the rinks and all the fans, and how serious the situation really is.
Anybody else remember the shock of that first day?
Yeah, I remember it was pretty sudden and abrupt, and obviously I think didn't really catch everybody off guard, but I think that's when it started to kind of set in of how serious it was. And obviously where it is now, there's so many families out there, and that's the part is that we talk so much about the season and when we're getting back to playing, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there who have lost jobs and who are trying to find their next, how to pay for their next bill payments and just to provide for their family. And it's just a dose of reality for us and puts everything in perspective. And but sports has the ability to bring people together, and obviously the hope of seeing a sign that maybe our season gets to resume at some point in time, whether it's the NBA or us, shows a sign that things are coming back to normal. And I think everybody's just anticipating that. But right now the focus is just on health. And that day was just kind of weird to see the world kind of stop, It's probably a story that we're going to share with our grandkids at some point in time one day.
Yeah, good question from Matt Larkin at the Hockey News and Frank Saravalli of TSN, kind of just about your team. How proud are you of you and your teammates and how you've gotten to the place where you've gotten this year, considering how many losses you had in free agency and the injuries that have hit your team?
Yeah, it's a story I'd obviously like to see finished, just with the way our year's kind of gone. And I'm proud of the guys. It took a lot of humbling and character to kind of come back. I think Anders can speak to it from last year, losing a big player that they did and what they did as a team. And I think we kind of, use that as motivation throughout the year. And, and just realize that, it really comes down to a belief in the room. And you're going to have great players come and go. It's just the way this business works. And if you believe in what you have in that room and what you're building as a core and the chemistry in that room and the culture, then you can achieve things. And obviously we didn't anticipate the injuries, but I think it just showed us again what, a certain mindset, guys coming in that called up and they just patch right in because they know what's expected of them. They know what they're there to do, and they want to be a part of that. So it was really neat to see how we just bonded with whoever came up and played as hard as we did. And then we knew that had to be the way we played. I'm sure you can ask these guys. I mean, we knew we weren't going to outskill teams. We had to work as hard as possible in order to beat teams. And it's a recipe that just on any given night, any team can win in the NHL. But if you have that work ethic, it showed us what you can accomplish. And so I'm really proud of the guys for not quitting, not giving in, and putting ourselves in a position to hopefully play for the playoffs. And, I think a lot of guys will gain a lot of understanding of how this league works just by going through this.
All right, so we know where your team is in the standings, Nick, and we have 4 guys here whose teams are in different places in the standings. So we're going to let you be the commissioner or the schedule maker for the next 5 minutes or 2 minutes or however long you can come brainstorm and tell us how the season should resume. Should we just go right to the playoffs? Do we need to play more games? Alex, you're in first place. Tell us how it should all start.
Oh, here we go.
Rub it in.
Right?
Rub it in.
Yeah.
More games for goals to score.
I think it's hard. It's hard. So first of all, we don't know when this coronavirus is gonna end, right? I think we have 13 games left till the playoffs. I don't know how many guys you have, but for us, it's better if it's playoff starts right now, right? We don't want to play that extra games, but I know for different guys who fight for a playoff spot, and we're still fighting for a playoff spot. But some guys want that's extra games. But for me, of course, the more games we play, it's going to be better for fans, and it's going to be better for teams who are fighting for playoffs. But I'd rather start in playoffs right away. Sorry, guys.
Wants a rebut? Somebody's got a rebuttal to that.
Well, don't say sorry to me. We're in a playoffs.
Yeah, we're not in a play. The pesky Devils aren't in the playoffs. We're making a push, but I'm just happy that if we do have to play, I don't think we play Washington anymore. So Ovi's not getting any more goals against us this year. But I did like that. I think it was kind of floating around about a possible 31 playoff format. I like that, giving us an opportunity to get in the playoffs and play some meaningful hockey down the stretch. But, for us, I don't even know, right? I could be working out for no reason. I don't know. So we'll wait and see. But I'd like to play some more hockey. We're starting to turn it on. So,
Anders?
Yeah, I think for us, it was a welcomed break. I think we were going through a little bit of a tough stretch, and I don't think it was welcomed in the sense that we wanted it. I think when we do come back, I think we're all just geared up and ready to roll and ready to figure this out, whether it's finishing the regular season or hopping into the playoffs or playing games or all those things. The format's going to be what it is, whatever's best for the league and for the players and the fans. So it's tough to really project any of that. Every team's in a different position a little bit, and but like I said, it's got to be the best for everyone involved and the safety of everyone that's come to the rink and the players too, and how it all leads into next year and all that stuff. So those decisions can't be made right now, so we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think all of us have ideas about what is proper in normal times about playing hockey in certain months, but anybody here have any objection to playing whenever we can?
Yes and no. I'm not going to speak for these guys, but just in my head, you got a lot of guys. Ovi's logged a lot of miles in the postseason the past few years, and you got to think about the health and safety of our star players as well. And when you're playing that many games a year, and now we're going to try to push it into that late in the summer, and then possibly right into another season a few months later, and then postseason again for some guys. That's a lot of games in 1 year that we're not used to. And I'm not saying that guys won't grind out a way to do it, because us hockey players will find a way. But you got to think about the longevity of guys' careers and their health as well. And then also on top of that, now you have, possibly, and no offense, PK, but in your situation, what if you don't end up playing and then we come back in November? That's a long time for you guys to be off too. Is that advantageous or is that worse? There's a lot of things that, as this thing pushes on, is that going to hurt us or help us? So there's so much that we have to think about. That's why I think it's been well done in the sense that no one's rushed anything. I think guys have been honest in throwing out ideas, because any idea is worth it at this point. But we really got to think about how we're going to go ahead here and smartly, both on the business side and on the health side, and for the fans as well. We want to give them the best product every time we step on the ice. That's something we pride ourselves in, and they expect it. They're the ones paying their hard-earned money for it. So it's all stuff we got to think about.
Alex, you knew this question was coming. I know you want to start the playoffs right away, but if you start the playoffs right away, then you can't score 50 goals this year, and you have fewer games to catch the great one. So have those thoughts crossed your mind?
Well, of course you want to score 50, but, right now, how's everybody saying, most important thing is to be safe and to get, this thing is done. I'm sure it sucks to not score 50 and not get another milestones, but you have to think about your family, people, fans, and more to be more safety. I'm pretty sure the sooner it's gonna be over. The sooner we start playing back hockey, and it'll be nice to score again 50 goals or whatever to reach another milestones, but. Right now, our mind to just to be safe, to because it's a scary situation. It's a scary moment for all the people around, not only us. And it's you think about those little things, but as soon as you start thinking about the worldwide, what's happening in the world, it's scary. So my mind right now is not about 50 goals or catch the grade one or somebody else. It's my mind right now to do the best of what I can do and my family can do to be safe and to get over it.
We appreciate that, Alex. But we're going to try to embarrass you anyway by having your other three divisional rivals tell us how you're going to catch the great one, or see who's brave enough to say that you aren't. PK, go ahead. You going to catch the great one?
Can Ovi catch the great one in goals?
Yes.
Well, I'm confident that if we play another 13 games this season and Ovi plays, that Ovi can get another 20 goals in that time. So it's a lot of goals.
Thanks, PK.
I think he can do it.
I think
he's not playing us anymore. So
yeah, I'm resting up. I'm resting up right now.
Can he catch him? You know what? I think that if he did catch Wayne, it would be great for the game. I think that we see it in other sports. We see what LeBron's doing in basketball. We've seen what Tom Brady's done. I think that in hockey, we see it as the years go by and by. A lot of these legends and Hall of Famers that are there, they're getting older, and we need to have people that, currently that you can touch and that you can watch and you can talk to and see and watch on TV that are setting milestones as well. So I think it's great for the game. I think all of us, on this call and everybody probably listening is a fan of Wayne Gretzky, and he's such a great ambassador for the game. He's also promoting it and would love to, I'm sure, see Ovi break his record, as long as Ovi can stay healthy. And that's why I think these times are so important, both away from hockey and also in the game itself, to make sure that you do protect your best players so that they have the best opportunity to perform to the best of their ability when they get on the ice. And, I hope Ovi does get there. I just hope he doesn't score against us. He scored 700 against us, so I think it was 700 he scored. I'm sick and tired of seeing it, but it's good for the game. So I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, bro.
Silence from the other two.
No, I mean, PK ran through everything.
I ran through everything.
I mean, no, honestly, Ovi, you haven't given us any reason to doubt that. I think it's been fun to watch and fun to see you continue, year after year. Obviously divisional games, it's not fun, but any milestone goal the rest of the way, just not against the aisle, brother.
Let's finish this one. Let's do
okay.
questions, please.
All right. So let's flip it. We tried this on an earlier call. Which thing will you least miss about playing against the other three guys on the call? So what thing do the other three guys on the call really drive you nuts when you're playing against them? Go ahead, Nick. You go first.
Well, I got to go first.
You have to pick all three guys.
All right. PK drives me nuts is I can't predict which way you're going to go. Your quick feet drive me insane in the corners. I never know which way you're going to go. So it's always hard to forecheck you. You've done a good job your whole career of that. And so, yeah, that's something that always drove me nuts. And obviously you got an absolute bomb from the point. So that's always one you know you're coming out for. You got to block it. Otherwise you might make you look foolish. Lee, I think, you know, the way you obviously lead that team as well, it's something that, you know, I think you always respect the guys that, you know, play the right way for their team. I think you embody a lot of what your team stands for. And so you always respect that when they play against you. It's going to be a hard game. You play the right way. So, yeah, that's something that, you know, it's impressive. When you look around the league at certain guys, you definitely embody what your team tries to play like, and you emulate that every time you step on the ice. And then Ovi, I mean, I just can't stand how you just stand in that one damn spot and score all those goals. I mean, it drives me crazy. But no, you've done a great job for that team, obviously, and just the way you play the game. I think I love the passion you play with. You know, I think that's something that I think everyone appreciates about you. So when we talk about, you know, why everyone wants to see you do it, I think it's because you deserve it. You know, the way you play the game, how hard you play. You're not really a perimeter player. You're a guy that gets in there and has scored so many goals, so many different ways. So, you know, it's something I obviously hate when I play against, but I definitely respect from afar.
Okay, this is not supposed to be a mutual admiration society. Who does things on the ice to drive the other guys crazy?
What do
you want me to do?
I don't like play against PK because he always do some slashes, and
now we're talking.
Yeah, he always try to talk to refs like you know, like I don't like it, and I always tell him start slash me in the hands because you know it's drive me crazy. But it's his style of game, and you know, to get under the skin of different players, it's I think. Yeah, it's one of his key. Yeah, and again, to all the guys, Andres and Nick, you know, you always play hard against our line. You know, to use your body, use your strengths, and it's always hard to play against you, especially when we play against you against Columbus in the playoffs. It was hard, serious, and you know, it was very hard, but it was fun, you know.
Fun, yeah. Fun for you, obviously.
Yeah, not first two games, you know, beat us. It was hard, but you know, we get lucky enough. Lars scored a big goal in game 3, so back is yeah. So yeah,
and I'll go. I'll go. I'll jump in here.
You big boy. It's always.
Well, other than
can't wait.
Yeah, it's hard to play against you, man.
I don't run into many guys and almost get the wind knocked out of me every time, like when Ovi steps into me. So I don't like that very much. But no, I think just the mutual respect that I have for all three of you. It's always impressive. You know, we're all different players. You know, going out to the point on PK is always tough. Trying to figure out left, right, whatever he's gonna do, and you know, the physical force that Obi is. It's always a challenge, and you know, I think Nick, your leadership and the way you play, you know, I appreciate that a lot because I find a lot of similarities between us. And you know, anytime you go into the corner, at the draw, whatever it is, it's going to be a battle. And I think that's what all of us love about this game is the challenges that it brings every night and every game and shift. And you know, that's what makes everything so rewarding when, you know, you're successful as a team. And, you know, whether it's winning a game or scoring a goal, those are those feelings that you miss when you're away from it.
We must have done better than the other group, no?
No, the two Stahl brothers actually have some things that really annoy each other, as you can imagine.
We're all soft now.
You three guys are all all captains, so I'm the only defenseman on the call. And a lot of times when I play against you guys, I have you guys as assignments. And the one thing I can't stand about all three of you guys is that I know that I'm going to have to bring it for a full 60 minutes. Like, you guys all play. You guys are all leaders on your team. And I think that's what separates you guys from a lot of players in the league. Obviously Obi scores goals. Nick, you do it all. Anders Lee, you do it all as well. But you guys' ability to lead, it sucks playing against you because you can't take a shift off. So there's some guys in the league that you can buy some time. You can get away with playing 40 minutes. With you guys, it's always 60 minutes, and it's a battle. And as a defenseman, that's always tough. So, I hate playing against all three of you. I can't stand it. Can't stand it.
All right, I have a question from Josh Clippard into the Canadian Press that's kind of geared toward PK and Anders as guys who are playing in the New York metro area. When you look at New York being a hot spot for the virus and all, and while you were here, before you left, and also with your connections and your friends, how do you feel about it? What are you seeing? How's it making you feel emotionally?
Anders, you can start, bud.
Yeah, no, it's, we're at the, in New York here and on the island, we're at a lot of the heart of a lot of this right now in the United States. And, I've been extremely impressed with all the people that have, the nurses, the doctors, the volunteers, in the communities, everyone kind of coming together. And I've felt that, from my friends in other places around the country, here in New York, everyone's buying in. They're taking this extremely seriously. They're doing what they can, supporting small businesses down the street and ordering takeout and trying to do your best just to kind of keep things going and keeping a level of normalcy. But it's extremely serious, and, you have friends and family in the area or whatnot, and, you hear stories about them coming down with it or someone at school. And so it's extremely prevalent around here, and you just want to give as much support you can to anyone you can, because, we're all kind of this quarantine thing. We're all in it together, and whether it's staying in touch or FaceTiming or doing whatever, that I think it really goes a long way, because this is something no one's ever really dealt with before. And we all just got to figure it out together.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Anders said, is that just being in New Jersey, I spent about a week and a half there from the pause, and then came back to California to meet with my fiance and do the rest of my time here at home. But it's just tough, just being there and understanding that, it's one of the hotbed. I went from one hotbed to another, but it's just crazy to see all of it come together. And obviously I do a lot of work in hospitals and stuff too. And it doesn't really hit you until you think about all the people that don't have what we have, don't have the support system that we built for ourselves and through our jobs and the resources that we have. It's just kind of crazy to be in the hotbed of things and see how people have handled it. But like Anders said, you got to give crazy props to the doctors and nurses and all the people that have been putting in crazy hours and, that have those masks on, that are doing work all day. I put one of those masks on to go to the supermarket, and it's like, I want to take it off so bad. I couldn't imagine, having one of those on for, 14, 15, 16-hour shift working. So shout out to all those people that are just putting in the time and, continuing to make us healthy and safe. And it's just tough, but it's just a tough time. It's crazy.
Yeah, your heart goes out to all the people that it's affected, and it just it's hard. So you just want to be there for them and support them, and whether it's videos that guys have been doing, seeing all you guys on, in some way or another, showing your support, and I think that goes a long way.
Let's just wrap it up with a few maybe little lighthearted ones. Lighten the mood, make people feel happy. PK, I hear you might have something going with the league that you can tease for us.
Yeah,
we should be looking for.
Yeah, it's cool. The downtime, you just try to to find ways to be constructive and to keep yourself busy. Like I said, I don't have kids, so I might have extra time that you three guys maybe don't have to do things. And obviously myself and my fiance are active, but talking to Steve Mayer at the league could be a potential game show that I'm working on with the league. I'm sure it could be some fun stuff. I think at this time too, it's also great to create some content that brings some joy to people and give some people some things to laugh about. There's a lot of things to frown about. So I'm happy that the league's making an initiative to put some smiles on people's faces and give our fans some content to look forward to and to have fun with. So hopefully this game show can do that. And I'm sure there'll be other initiatives as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Alex.
Ovi, you going to tune in? Ovi, you going to tune into the game show or what?
Yeah, why not? You know, everything for you, brother.
All right, Alex, we're going to do the Desert Island Disc thing, but it's quarantine. So if you have to take one TV show to binge, one album to listen to, what are your go-tos right now?
My TV show is Deal or No Deal.
I did not see that coming, Obi. I did not see that coming.
And album, I'll probably take Eminem. You know, any album with his what he have is I like Eminem. I like, you know, probably Eminem. Yeah.
All right, Anders.
TV show and then artist.
Yeah. Yep.
Just finished the morning show. I thought that was good. Artist right now that I'm in, geez, let's pull it up here quick. Just oh, you know what? We've been listening to Kenny Rogers a little bit after he passed away, so giving him a little bit of tribute, and he's got a song with our daughter's name in it, so we've been playing that a little bit.
Nice. Nick.
Nice. TV show. Oh man, favorite all time would probably be Entourage, so I'd probably bring that with me. That was old school. And then music, all-time favorite, I'm going to stick with the country thing, is Garth Brooks live edition. So I'd probably bring that with me. That'll get me through the days.
PK, take us home.
Nice. Is it all-time favorite show or just a show you're watching now currently? Yeah. I didn't hear the all-time.
Let's go. You can do both, but you know what you would do now to pass the time if you're in self-isolation.
Oh man, I just watched that Tiger King show on Netflix.
Oh, I'm watching that now. Don't ruin it.
I'm in episode 1.
If you haven't watched that, boys, you got to watch that. It's insane. It's highly entertaining. And I'm not a big TV guy, to be honest with you, but obviously
I think Ovi has a couple Tigers.
Listen, it's crazy.
That's why he was all quiet just now.
He's not watching it.
No,
it's
I'm
crazy.
I'm not a big TV guy as well. I'm just watching that show in the locker room with all the boys. But again, here and right now in the situation, like we're watching a Russian TV show, so it's kind of hard to pronounce in the name. But I'll just pick a TV show what we always watch in the locker room.
All right, guys, you've been generous with your time, so I'll just go around the horn one time and just ask you to just give a message to the fans who would like to see you on the ice instead of in one of these Hollywood Squares boxes. And let's start with Anders Lee.
Yeah, I would just say, thank you for your support, and we're here for you in our ways, and stay healthy and do what you can in your own neighborhood for the people around you and the families and everyone that's come down with the virus or is having a tough time. And, use this time to, hop on the phone call with someone you haven't talked to in a while or something like that. And, we'll all stick together and come out of this. Nick
Foligno.
Yeah, I think, there's nothing more that we'd love than to be on the ice in front of them. And, but this humanizes everything, and it makes everyone realize like we're part of each and every community that we're in. And that's the most important thing right now. So help your neighbors, help each other, do what's necessary in order to curb this and to not let this problem get out of hand. I think we have a pretty powerful, part in this where we can really do something about it. So I think a lot of times in hopeless situations, you don't really know what you can do. Well, there's something that we can do, and it's pretty simple. If you look at, wash your hands, be cognizant of our distance of each other, and quarantine yourself, so it allows others to thrive. And eventually we'll get out of this and get back to the fun of playing in front of you and having you at the rink and enjoying this. But my heart goes out to everyone that's on the front lines of this, like you guys said, the doctors and nurses and volunteers. I mean, the social media can sometimes be so negative, but the stories I've seen have been so uplifting too, of some of the people that have helped. So thank you to everyone that's out there doing their part, and we're going to hopefully get back in front of you guys on the ice soon.
PK?
Yeah, just, you know what? A friend of mine once told me that do what you have to do, not what you should do. And I think that everybody, to a certain degree, still has their freedom to do what they like to do, but there's obviously a bigger cause, and quarantining, washing your hands, making sure that you try to be as disciplined as you can, because it is going to help save lives. And the quicker we can, continue to be disciplined in doing that, maybe the quicker this thing turns around. And, for some of those people out there, I get a lot of stuff on social media of people that, are going through the times where it gets a little bit tough and a little bit depressed being indoors all day. If you're going through that time, just think about, those kids that are in the hospital with the parents and families that haven't been able to pay their bills even before this coronavirus came. So there's a lot of people going through different things. And for the people that are lucky enough to have, a house over their heads and clothes and food and water and all those things, just do what you can to help as many people as you can within the guidelines. But I share what Nick said. There's been some great stories, and just continue to do that. And hopefully hockey's back soon, and the world's back to being the world that we love.
And Alex, I'll ask you to do double duty. If you can just give us something quick in English, and then you can please tell us in Russian and tell your Russian fans, what they should be thinking.
The most important thing is take care of yourself, take care of your family, friends, help each other, just to be safe, because right now it's a hard time, and we all miss you. We all miss that atmosphere. It's always crazy when we playing hockey, you guys have always been tremendous to us. It doesn't matter we play on the road or at home. It's always hard, and I'm pretty sure lots of guys missing that atmosphere. And the most important thing right now, how I said, it's take care of your family and take care of yourself, and try to help it up. If somebody needs help, because right now we are together and we have to fight through it together. And in Russia, I'm just просто хочу сказать, берегите себя, берегите родных. Сейчас очень сложное время. Лучше находиться дома, лучше чувствовать себя лучше намного дома, чем пойти гулять. Лучше без всяких рисков для себя, для своей семьи. Потому что сейчас такое время, нужно быть очень внимательным, очень осторожным и все делать с умом. Поэтому мы все вместе справимся с этим. Всем миру и любовь.
Nick, Anders, Alex, PK, thanks so much for your time. This has been great. We hope to see you back on the ice shortly, because that's what we really enjoy. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, thanks,
stay safe, boys.
Stay safe. Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.